We're still in South America, and we're going to talk about the whole continent. This is our little kids' first big book of the world by National Geographic and Caroline Hughes. And I really hope that you guys enjoy this because it's one of my favorite series. I really think that you guys get to see lots of cool pictures. So, South America is home to the world's largest rainforest and its driest desert. And this is a jaguar in Brazil. And we've talked about jaguars. They eat caimans or alligators. The countries. So Brazil has 12 countries, and farming is really important in those countries. Many foods come from this continent, like potatoes, tomatoes, and bananas. And most big cities are near the ocean or on the coast. A coast is what we call the land that is next to the ocean. This is a picture of a beach in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And you can see here in this picture of the map that Brazil makes up a big portion of this continent. You can see how big it is. I wonder how many of those countries you could fit inside of Brazil. So their smallest country, which I don't know quite how to pronounce, so correct me if I'm wrong, is Suriname. And it is this little orange one right here up at the top. And it's quite small. So compare that right next to Brazil, which is so big. Now, the land. We're going to talk about everything that's the land in South America. It has the world's longest mountain range that you can see here, that it starts at the top of South America all the way to the bottom, and that's the Andes mountain range. And the Andes mountain range kind of follows Chile all the way along the coast, like we talked about, against the water almost. And then look, if you look really closely on the other side where you see the green, there's the Amazon River, Amazon rainforest as well. And then on the other side of the Andes Mountains, you have the Atacama Desert. That's kind of fun to say, Atacama. Atacama Desert is one of the hottest and driest places in the world, and they haven't seen rain in 400 years. So you have this insane mountain range that even has a lake inside of it, and then you have a desert that hasn't seen rain in 400 years, and you have a huge rainforest that's bigger than any other rainforest in the world. What more could you want in a continent? The weather. So the weather in South America changes based on where you are, just like it does in America. So when you start up at the top of South America, it's very hot because you're close to the equator. Remember that belt we talked about that goes all the way around the earth? And that belt is as close as you can get to the sun on Earth. So it's very hot up at the top of South America. But as you get closer to the bottom of South America, right at the very tail where the end of Chile is, in Argentina, that is very cold because it's close to the Arctic. So the ice is over here that you see in this picture. This is Glacier National Park in Argentina, and it's the largest ice glacier outside of Antarctica. And you're also going to see these really big rainforests like you would up near the equator, and those are going to be wet and rainy, and they're going to get lots of rain from all the water that's around it. So the rivers, the oceans, the rivers that are flowing into the oceans. So it's a very interesting place to travel to because you can go to the desert, the rainforest, the glaciers, the mountains, the lakes, and the rivers. There's so many different places to go. These are the people. They say hola and hello when they're greeting each other. And I'm sure you guys know how to say that. We've practiced with Algira, with Miss Maribel, with Mr. Jan, with Miss Dora. This is a Peruvian girl over here. She's smiling. You can see her big, bright smile. She's wearing a rainbow-colored fabric, and that's really typical of that area in Peru. Peru is up in the mountains, and you're going to find a lot of warmer clothing there because it can get colder. So they travel and they farm, and they sometimes care for alpacas. They also will eat, what is that? Guinea pigs. So they'll eat guinea pigs sometimes because that's a form of food, just like we eat chickens and other small animals. They eat guinea pigs as well. But this rainbow fabric right here is quite beautiful, and I highly recommend a book called Rainbow Weaver. I'm going to see if I can get it in time to read it to everyone before our trip in South America is over. So over here is the whitewater rafts in Ecuador, And these are people that are training to steer the boat across this really dangerous area of the river, because that's a sport. I don't know if you guys know that, but people can get in boats and try and navigate through dangerous water. So they're wearing helmets to keep them safe. They're wearing life jackets so they don't drown, and they'll just float and bob in the water if they fall out. And look, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 friends in the boat. One friend that has the white helmet, he's watching the entire raft as well as all of the river, while everyone else around him is helping to take his directions. You see this over here. This is a little boy playing soccer, and soccer is actually the most popular sport in South America, but they don't call it soccer. What do they call it? Football. In South America, they speak Spanish and Portuguese. So Portuguese is kind of like Spanish, but it's different. So it doesn't sound the same. It can sound kind of familiar, and sometimes they share words just like Spanish shares words with English sometimes. So the animals, these are all the critters that you'll find in South America. This llama, or this creature up here that looks kind of like a deer up on the mountains, is a guanaco, and they are related to camels. They live on the plains, plateaus, and coastlines of Peru, Chile, and Argentina, and they also live in the Andes Mountains. This bird down here is a parrot, the blue and yellow macaw, and it has a powerful beak for cracking nuts and seeds. This is an armadillo that you see in between the parrot and the pink river dolphin. The armadillo can curl itself up into a ball, kind of like we've seen the roly-polies in our backyard do. A wide variety of animals live in South America, and there are blue and yellow macaws, poison dart frogs, and pink river dolphins in the rainforest. So the pink river dolphin is pink, and the rivers will flood in the Amazon and allow the dolphins to travel into the forest. The poison dart frog is really bright colored. Why do you think he's all those bright colors? That frog is a bright color because he doesn't want people to eat it. He doesn't want other animals to eat him. And he's saying, I am poisonous. I am dangerous. You really don't want to eat me. I'm going to warn you before you try. You'll also find llamas in the mountains, armadillos in different areas of the continent. So like we said, we've seen all these animals in our classroom before. We've talked about them. But these are ones we'll find in only South America. The sights. Hiking boots and dancing shoes. Ooh, we didn't pack those in our suitcase. Well, we did pack kind of hiking shoes. Travelers hike a long way to see stone ruins on a mountaintop in Peru. This site is called Machu Picchu. Can you guys say that? Machu Picchu. It is known as the lost city of the Inca. The Inca were ancient South American people, so they were people that lived in South America a long time ago. Many South Americans celebrate Carnival, which is a festival, and it happens in February. So we didn't celebrate it this year, but it's in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and the people wear really bright, colorful costumes, as you see in this picture. They're quite beautiful, and they dance in the streets. They play music. It's kind of like how we have Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and we celebrated that in our classroom as well. So this is Machu Picchu in the picture. That's this giant brick buildings, and it's built into a mountain. And it's quite cool if you get to go see any of these buildings because you can climb through them. You can see that the grass and the trees have grown in them. It's really cool, but you would have to climb a super tall mountain in the Andes Mountain. So Machu Picchu is perched nearly 8,000 feet high in the mountains. Can you imagine climbing up that many stairs? Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I would be so tired. So this is a craft that you guys can do at home with mommy and daddy if you'd really like to. You can make a rainforest or a greenhouse out of a plastic bottle. So you can cut the bottle in half. You'll need your mommy and daddy's help for that. And then you put a thin layer of pebbles at the bottom. Then you put other rocks, some bark, maybe some moss in there. Then you're going to fill it about halfway with soil. You're going to make a small hole in the soil for a plant. So you can put ferns, anything that really needs moisture or humidity. And you're going to place those plants in there. You're going to fill up any remaining area with soil. Then you're going to water the plants a little bit. You're not going to soak it. You don't want the whole bottle filled up with water. And then you're going to take the top of that bottle and you're going to tape over it. And you're going to that's going to make it go back together. Now you're going to put that bottle in a sunny spot. And I want you guys to watch that bottle steam up. You'll see droplets of water, and you'll see almost like a fog appear inside the bottle. And that's a greenhouse. You're making a rainforest in that bottle that's hot, steamy, and wet. And that's going to help your plants grow. That's going to help the sun work even better. And that's going to help your water. It's going to help water your plant as well, because that water is going to come back out of the soil and then back into the plant. And it's creating carbon dioxide for the plant as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you try this activity. It's kind of similar to our other ones we've tried. So I'm not going to do this one in particular, but we are going to do a different craft this week. I hope that you guys had fun. Let me know if you have any questions or any corrections to anything I've said. Thanks, guys.